because we have family members like that. And then they called us all bitches.
Mhm.
I spent 30 minutes not even taking a breath to tell them where they could shove it because it was just one of those things to where it's like, bruh, don't use that as a name and then call all of us bitches and be like, oh, you guys are pieces of shit. You ain't nothing, blah, 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 blah. Because, like, at the end of the day, all we had to ask you was, hey, you have a name that says autism. We just wanted to know were you autistic? We would talk to you about it. And yet you wanted to be the
Yeah.
asshole. You wanted to be the asshole. And it's like, you don't
I
realize
don't
that
understand
the
why they would even use that name in the if you're not. That makes no fucking
right,
sense.
exactly. And it's like you're
To
on
put common
PlayStation.
sense into that, like you're
Yeah,
gonna put that in the name. Of course, people are gonna fucking ask. It's just human nature. It's gonna fucking happen.
exactly. And you're on PlayStation, which means you have an IP address, which means we're able to find you. And what they didn't know is I don't put it out there in my profile, but I'm a Marine, but I'm also a sheriff. Like, I can find you not just from your IP address. I have abilities to find people just by typing in their name and typing in their clan tag. You know what I mean? And it's like you
Yeah.
don't realize that I sat there and fought for your rights. The only reason you're able to be on this application or this console and talk the way you are is because people like me fought for your rights. And you still
Yeah.
have the nerve to be a piece of shit.
Some people are like that, man. You can't stop them. They're just gonna be
Yeah.
that evil.
And it's
Trust
one
me,
of
I
those
know.
things to where, like, I mean, as a man, I know I have my man friends, and like you guys are pretty much part of that same community. But like when I talk to my guy friends, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I had a bad day because too many people pissed me off." At least I get to vent. At least I get to say it because when
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was married 7 years ago. I'm divorced now, but 7 years ago when I was married, she didn't give that to me. If I said I had a bad day, she'd be like, "Well, you need to man up." Fuck manning up. Sometimes we have to cry. Sometimes we have to just let it all out. And
Well, it's
that's
hard for a
Yeah.
lot of men to vent their frustrations out because most society just says that, oh, you need a man up. Like, you shouldn't have feelings like this or anything, but we're humans. Every human has it. It's just,
mm-hmm.
I get where you're coming from, dude. I'm in fucking my ex when we were dating. We had a kid together, and pretty much I couldn't even vent or anything. Like, I just had to bottle all my emotions up, and that's not a healthy thing to do at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for a lot of men just to fucking vent their shit out because people look down on it like it's something bad. Like, we all
Mm-hmm.
have emotions. We're not gonna,
Yeah.
unless you're just fucking a crazy, unemotional person, which is fucking rarer than fucking finding a
Ridiculous.
perfect woman.
Yeah. So I want to say something. I know Toxic is doing what she has to do, and we're gonna get in the game soon. But Complex, I don't
Mhm.
even think you know this. So the reason I'm missing an eye is because I was so low in my life that I attempted suicide, and that was
Mm.
7 years ago. But the thing is, I've grown past that. I'm so much better of a
Mhm.
person now. But at the same time, what put me there, right? And like you just said about that MD is like, I was
Mhm.
in a position where I didn't know who to go to. I couldn't call my dad because me and my
Mhm.
dad don't have the best relationship. I didn't even know Complex. I didn't know Toxic. Like, I didn't know where to go. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to end myself, right? But the thing is, being a Marine and a Sheriff veteran, I have on contract, on paper, 19 kills, right? Those are 19 kills that are on paper that people can actually look up. But at the same time, I don't want to push religion, but at the same time, because I believe in God, I'm going to say it in this way. God told me when I tried to kill myself, God was like, "Hey, you may be able to take people out, but I tell you the one thing you won't take out, yourself." And that's
Mhm.
where, like, I
Mm.
want to teach that to my boys. You know, I got two little boys, they're 10 and 7. I don't want them to ever feel the way that I did when I put a bullet in my head.
Mhm. I get, I get it, man. I do. Crazy.
It's just so wild because, like, we all get that. And then, like, even this month is men's what Men's Mental Health Month, right? But it's also Pride
Mm-hmm.
Month.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like for Pride, everybody's out there posting. Everybody's out there being like, "Oh, gay pride, let's go," blah blah blah, right? But nobody's sitting there
Mm-hmm.
being like, "Hey, talk to the men in your family. Talk to the men in your relationships, whether it be a best friend or just a good friend," right? For me
Mm-hmm.
to text Complex and say, "Hey man, how you doing today?" That is men's mental health, right? But yet
Yeah.
Yeah.
nobody pushes that. Nobody cares.
Mm. No.
Get you, man.
But we have the moments like this, and like I said, I know I'm venting and I know I'm letting it out, but it's just one of those
Mm-hmm.
things to where it's so hard because part of the reason why I even exist is to make sure that people that go through what I went through have a way out. Instead of trying to
Mm-hmm.
kill
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you need to have people like us to sit there and talk about it. Let it out, man. Cry if you have
Oh
to.
yeah.
Like, do what you
Mm-hmm.
gotta do. And it's like
Yeah,
playing
it's
this
like,
game. Go ahead, Complex.
yeah, like, dude, it's like the games are therapy, dude, and like, it ain't nothing against women or nothing like that, but dude, women will never know how a man feels. Like, she will never know. Like, I hate to
Mm-hmm.
say it, dude, women have it way easier than men. I'm just speaking facts, bro. They do, dog. Like, bro, you can't tell me they don't. You can't.
Trust
You
me,
can
I know,
never
man.
convince me. You can never convince me, dude. Like, dude, they
Don't
can
let
literally
me
just sit underneath the
let
man's
me second
belt.
that. They still have issues. They have struggles. We're not saying that they don't go through anything. It's just they have it way easier than fucking men. They could go to the bar and get a fucking drink and fucking get someone that fucking night. Do you think that happens to a man every fucking time?
Hell
Never.
no,
Like,
dude, dude. If it
that's just a
wasn't for
small
the
Never.
example.
sidewalk, dude, we're
That
about
is
to get
just a
splashed
very
by
minute,
water.
So
extreme example, but you get my
yeah,
point.
no. Even though it's extreme, I want to say something on that. I was a
Mm-hmm.
part owner for a bar for about the last
Mm-hmm.
3 years. We closed the bar because we
Mm-hmm.
just weren't making the money. But like you said,
Yeah.
MD, it's one of those things to where one of my security guards was a female, and she was
Mm-hmm.
hot. We talked all the time. We went out and had lunch and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it's like I did my best to be the best man for her, but because she
Mm-hmm.
had a I guess like a theory of what she wanted and I didn't meet it, why didn't you just say that? You sat there and let me spend money on you,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't tell me I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
enough. So now I have to sit
Uh,
there, 2 years later and be like, "Oh damn, I wasn't enough. Did I do something wrong?" And it's like you have to let
Mm.
that go, and that's the problem with men because we think I can call Complex and say, "Hey man, I'm having a rough day," but if I
mm,
call him and tell him I'm having a rough day, I feel like personally I'm giving him all my issues. I'm putting more on his plate than he needs to handle. And it's like I know Complex is not going to sit there and say that, but that's why men don't call other men to say, "Hey man, I'm having a bad day, I need to talk." Because we're
mm-hmm.
shown and we're taught that it's not okay to cry. It's not
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay
makes
to
us
have
look weak.
feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know, man. Like, I don't have a great relationship with my parents either, and it's not like I go out of my way to call my dad and like just speak on shit like this either. Like, fucking, my dad and my mom divorced after having 4 kids, and my dad moved pretty much just said, "Okay, I'm moving on," and then had 3 more, and he lives fucking in California, and I live here in Oklahoma. Like,
Yeah.
I have my own resentments and stuff and issues, but I don't feel like I have someone I could rely on and talk about shit like that. Typically, I'll be honest, I just keep that shit to myself. That's for that very reason, because I feel that it makes me weak if I bring it up. And honestly, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think my thoughts really matter in the end anyway, if that makes any sense. But that's just me personally because I'm an introvert. So.
No, no, I
Oh
hear
yeah.
you. I hear you. And
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are listening to me and if you hear a little bit of sniffle and stuff, like I might cry about it a little bit, but my dad and my mom both chose drugs over their children. And like, now that I'm an adult and they've told me the stories,
Mm-hmm.
it hurts, but it's also one of those things where, like, I had to learn crying is okay. I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn that emotion is okay. And like I said, I might sound emotional, and I'm going to do my best to finish this freaking statement, but like, it's one of those things where, like, people like Toxic, I've known Toxic for damn near 10 years. I know she's a female, but if I text her and I say I'm having a bad day, she's going to call me. She's going to try to figure out what it is that made me not feel good enough. But as
Mm-hmm.
men, we're doing it now, which, kudos to both of you for doing that. But as men, we don't have that space. We don't have the
Mm-hmm.
time to sit there and say, I don't feel good today. Because if you say it to
Mm-hmm.
somebody, they're going to sit there and they're going to berate you. They're going to belittle you. They're going to make you feel like a piece of shit. And it's like, I'm not a piece of
Mm-hmm.
shit. I'm just having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about it. Like,
Right.
I've had that moment too, where I wanted to say something I knew it would pretty much fall on deaf ears. Most people would just chalk it,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's nothing. You'll get over it.
Right. And it's like, you're
Or
going to
like
pay your
they'll
bills. You're going to
even,
Mm-hmm.
do what you got to do. And it's like, fuck the
Mm-hmm.
bills. How about my
or
heart?
like they'll even say it too, dude. I've heard it, dude. Like even to my face,
Mm-hmm.
dude. They be like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that, bro. I got my own shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like that's just
exactly.
how men are,
Mm-hmm.
dude. That's just
Mm-hmm.
how men are. Like, bro, I got my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, at the end of the day, everybody be like, man, we all got shit, and then everybody just keeps going. Like
Yeah.
for real,
Right.
dude.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I've heard
that's
Exactly.
that
that's
many
the
times actually. Yeah, now I think about it.
and
Yeah.
that's
and like I said,
that's the society.
I might have sounded emotional, but like I said, it's just one of those things to where it's like, I mean, Complex, I've never even met you in person, but I know if I text you and say, "Hey man, I need to talk," you're going to do everything within your power to talk to me, and you can say, "Hey, I'm at work. Can we talk in like 20 minutes?" If I have to wait 20
Yeah.
minutes, I'm going to wait that 20 minutes because it's worth it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the problem of people making us feel like we're not worthy. It's people trying to
Mm-hmm.
say like, "Oh, you're a man, you shouldn't cry." What the fuck do you mean I can't cry? If I feel a certain way and I need to cry about it, I'm gonna cry about it. But you're telling me that I'm a piece of shit because I can't? Like, fuck you.
Hmm.
I get it. I do, man. That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
and I want to tell you, MD. So Complex follows me on TikTok, but a lot of what I do is men's mental health, right? Because at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, we don't have spaces like this. I know we're waiting for Toxic to get back and everything like that. And I said that before, but
Mm-hmm.
it's more so like I'm streaming and I'm still talking to my stream and I'm still talking to you guys to where it's something that people don't get a lot of the time, especially because if I never met you, MD, I would have never
Mm-hmm.
known that you're the type of person that would let me vent. So if I don't meet the person, when can I ever find out how to let it out?
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's hard, especially having testicles. It's hard because we sit there
Hmm.
and all we get told is you need to man up. Fuck you. I don't need to man up right now. I
Mm-hmm.
need to cry about it. I need to go sit in the corner. Like fuck your shit.
No, I'm not gonna lie. A few months back, I go to a Bible study group with some friends, and they brought up a topic that kind of gets me going. And just with my kid, I don't get to see her. Like the last year and a half, I haven't been able to see my kid, and they all are like this group I'm in. They all like married and everything, been married with their women. Nothing's happened, and it just hit me like right in the fucking heart. And like afterwards, I just had to be alone. Like. And problem with one of them, I was staying with him at the time. I'm in my own place now, but he like has a problem, like not necessarily a problem, but he doesn't know how to relate, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like he was just like Like he wanted to help, but he didn't know how